Today's lesson is called Lucerne, the heart of Switzerland. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I am Roger. Today we're going to continue talking about Switzerland, and more specifically, we're talking about the city of Lucerne. It's in central Switzerland, so it's in the heart of Switzerland. And it's kind of a small city, but it's next to a very nice lake. And you can, of course, check out all the sites in Lucerne. But as we described last time, it's a great starting point for outdoor enthusiasts. So, yeah, you can spend some time outdoors in Switzerland.
Yes, on day one, we started talking about the heart of Switzerland, a city called Lucerne. It's a beautiful city. It's even better than Bern and Geneva as far as looks are concerned. Yes, Lucerne is very picturesque. And yes, like Roger said, we visited Chapel Bridge, the Church of St. Leodegar, and also the Lion Monument. And during day one of our lesson, we also alluded to the fact that Lucerne is a great starting point for outdoor enthusiasts. Why? Because it's, one, located next to a beautiful lake. That's great. But it's also close to the Alps. It's located near mountains. So if you want to hike, Lucerne is probably a good place to get started as far as your hiking is concerned. You won't be hiking there, but it's a great starting point for hiking in the Swiss Alps, which is what we're going to be talking about right after a short break. So don't go away. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Lucerne is the perfect jumping-off point for alpine excursions. Visiting nearby Mount Pilatus is an easy yet exciting day trip from the city. The mountain can be reached by either cable car or cogwheel train, the latter of which happens to be one of the steepest in the world. On your way up, you'll pass by impressive rock walls and see beautiful landscapes, so don't leave your camera behind. At the top, there are restaurants and places for you to enjoy the views of the Alps. If one mountain isn't enough, a cogwheel train from Lake Lucerne will get you to Mount Rigi, which is also known as Queen of the Mountains. Once you reach the top, you can see all the way to Germany's Black Forest.
Hello， 大家好。第一部分我们看到单字 excursion， 这个字是名词，指短途旅行或远足。例如 Last weekend, we went on an excursion into the mountains. 上周末我们去爬山远足。接着我们看到一个形容词Impressive 指令人印象深刻的、了不起的或令人赞叹的。像是 The guitar solo in the hit song was the most impressive part. 那首畅销歌曲里的吉他独奏是最让人印象深刻的部分。另外，去除 impressive 字尾 ive 可以成为它的动词 impress， 有令点点点印象深刻使钦佩的意思。我们可以说 Ryan impressed his boss by completing the project ahead of schedule. Ryan 超前进度完成那个案子，让老板刮目相看。再来，我们看到单字 landscape， 这个字是名词，指陆地上的风景或自然景色。举例来说 The photographer has taken amazing photos of landscapes around the world.这位摄影师拍摄了来自世界各地的自然景观惊艳的照片。另外，补充相关的单字 cityscape C-I-T-Y-S-C-A-P-E cityscape 指都市景观。所以可以说 The cityscape was filled with abandoned, crumbling buildings. 这座城市的景观充满废弃斑驳的建筑。接下来我们看到一个片语Leave something behind. 课文中表示遗留点点点，忘记带走点点点。例如 Everyone should check their bags to make sure they haven't left anything behind. 每个人都该检查包包，确认有没有东西忘记带走。另外 leave behind 还可以指故意不去想某件事情，尤其是不愉快的经验。我们可以说No matter how much it hurts, you must leave this memory behind and remember that tomorrow will always be a new day. 不论有多么痛苦，你必须忘却这个回忆， 记住，明天永远会是新的一天。
Okay, everybody, the first paragraph begins by saying Lucerne is the perfect jumping off point for alpine excursions. Remember last time we talked about a starting point? Jumping off point means basically the same thing. Jump off basically means you're starting with 2 feet and then you just start some kind of adventure someplace. So it's a great starting point. It's a good place to start if you want to go into the Alps, which of course is the main mountain range in Europe there. It's in part of France, Germany, Switzerland, etc. The Alps there, of course, you've seen wonderful pictures of the Alps, and the adjective to describe anything that has to do with the Alps is alpine. If you're going to go hiking in the Alps, you're going to have an alpine adventure.
There you go. Lucerne is the perfect jumping off point for alpine excursions. So if you want to start hiking in the Alps, go to Lucerne. You can get tooled up and ready there, and then you can hike to your heart's content there up in the Alps. Anyways, more on alpine excursions from Lucerne. Visiting nearby Mount Pilatus is an easy yet exciting day trip from the city. So there you go. Lucerne isn't in the mountains, but hey, the mountains are nearby. You can visit Mount Pilatus, and you can do that in a single day. It's going to be an easy yet also exciting day trip from Lucerne.
Yep, an excursion, a kind of day trip, just some kind of trip. For example, we're going to take an excursion to Mount Fuji in Japan this weekend. But here we're taking alpine excursions to nearby Mount Pilatus. And yes, you can get there. It's pretty close to the city. The mountain can be reached by either cable car or cogwheel train, the latter of which happens to be one of the steepest in the world. So, of course, it's fun getting there. Getting there is half the fun, as they often say. And you can reach this mountain by taking a cable car, which I assume is similar to the cable cars we have here in Taiwan going to Maokong or the one at Sun Moon Lake. So, yes, you can go there by cable car or by a special kind of train called a cogwheel train, which is kind of unique to that place. I don't think I've seen these trains in any other place in the world, which doesn't mean they're not out there somewhere. I just know about this one. It's got these like cogs or gears on the bottom of it that grab a single rail underneath it. It's kind of unique. It's kind of cool. But this one is very steep. It just happens to be one of the steepest in the world. So when you're on that train going to the top of the mountain, it's going to be a really special experience.
There you go. And yes, you need a cogwheel train in a situation like this because, yes, you're going up the side of a mountain, okay? You're making a very steep ascent, okay? Or you're going up the side of the mountain on a train and you're following a very steep course. So yes, a regular wheel won't do. You need this cogwheel train that kind of grasps by teeth or cogs this interior rail, and it kind of pulls itself up the side of the mountain in this way because, yeah, a normal wheel wouldn't do. It's just too steep. The train wouldn't be able to climb. Anyways, more on this impressive trip up Mount Pilatus. On your way up, you'll pass by impressive rock walls and see beautiful landscapes, so don't leave your camera behind. Yes, you'll want to snap photographs of all the really cool stuff that you'll see, including some impressive rock walls. Yes, if something is impressive, by the way, it's amazing, okay? If something is impressive, it elicits admiration or respect in you or with other people. Like, I had a friend in college there. His name was Curtis. He had impressive skills on the piano. In fact, later on, he trained to become a concert pianist. Yeah, whenever I heard him play, I was impressed. Yes, his skills were definitely impressive. He was amazing when it came to playing the piano. Also, there's amazing stuff there, impressive stuff to see there, beautiful landscapes to see there. So don't leave your camera behind, i.e., don't forget your camera. Remember to take your camera.
Nobody will forget, of course. You're going to want to be clicking away. You're probably going to be using the camera on your smartphone. But, of course, you're going to be looking forward to posting those pictures on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. So, yeah, make sure you bring your camera to see some wonderful landscapes there. So, indeed, at the top of this mountain, there are restaurants and places for you to enjoy the views of the Alps. Indeed, after you take that train or that cable car to the top of this mountain, you're going to want to relax and enjoy the views of the surrounding scenery. You got all those Alps around there, all those mountains there, and you can get a bite to eat there and maybe some good coffee because there are restaurants and maybe some observation platforms or something like that. It's probably going to be a really great experience.
There you go. You're at the top and you're thinking, oh man, I guess that's it, the peak. We're here, the summit, fantastic. I guess we'll go down, head back down the mountain. No. When you get there, there's plenty of stuff for you to do, okay? There are restaurants and then plenty of places for you to enjoy the views that you have there from this mountaintop. How about that? And yes, if one mountain isn't enough, if Mount Pilatus isn't enough for you alone, a cogwheel train from Lake Lucerne will get you to Mount Rigi, which is also known as Queen of the Mountains. So yes, if Mount Pilatus isn't enough for you, don't worry. We've got another great mountain for you, Mount Rigi. You can get there from Lake Lucerne. And what's great about this Mount Rigi thing is that it's known as Queen of the Mountains, which means it's in the top 2 or 3 of all the mountains that you can see in this particular area.
Yeah, we've got this phrase, to be known as. That's how people know this place, or this is the special title that this mountain has. For example, I could say, Denver, Colorado is known as the Mile High City. It's a mile high in elevation, so it's known as the Mile High City. And here, of course, this mountain here, Mount Rigi, is known as the Queen of the Mountains. But in any case, once you reach the top, you can see all the way to Germany's Black Forest. That sounds pretty impressive. My goodness, I've always wanted to see the Black Forest. I've heard so much about it, especially that song, A Walk in the Black Forest.
All right, folks, with that, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. When we come back, we'll be learning about some of the things that you can do in Lucerne during the summer.
Back in the city, visitors can enjoy the Lucerne Summer Festival, which takes place from mid-August to mid-September. It features world-class musicians performing in more than 100 concerts over a 4-week period. This is certainly a treat for music lovers.
"第二部分我们看到一个单字 feature， 这个字是动词，课文中有以点点点为特色的意思。举例来说 The company's new watch features a GPS and a radio receiver. 该公司新表款的特色是全球定位系统及无线电接收器。而这个字除了上面的意思外，还可以指由点点点主演。我们可以说 The movie features my favorite actor. 这部电影由我最爱的演员主演。接下来我们看到动词 perform， 指表演、演出。像是 The chef performed a perfect flip when turning the omelet in his pan. 那位主厨做了一次完美的轻抛，将平底锅里的蛋卷翻面。另外，在 perform 的字尾加上 ance， 则可以成为它的名词 performance。我们可以说 Despite his illness, the violinist gave an amazing performance. 尽管抱病，那名小提琴手仍有令人赞叹的演出。
Okay, so if you are an outdoor enthusiast, of course, you've probably gone to the top of these mountains around Lucerne there, but maybe you want to hang out in the city and enjoy some culture. So here in the second paragraph, we're saying back in the city, visitors can enjoy the Lucerne Summer Festival, which takes place from mid-August to mid-September. Hey, it's early August now. It hasn't started yet. It's not too late to make your travel reservations. But again, this is the Lucerne Summer Festival, and it happens for about a month, from the middle of August to the middle of September. So you can, of course, catch all sorts of activities going on which have to do with this Lucerne Summer Festival.
And yes, I said we're going to talk about some of the things that you can do in Lucerne in the summer. And some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, this is just one thing, the Lucerne Summer Festival. Well, folks, read a little bit closer. Yes, first of all, this festival takes place from mid-August to mid-December. Further, there's many things going on in this particular festival. Get this, it features world-class musicians performing in more than 100 concerts over a 4-week period. So for about a month there, in summer, you can see hundreds of concerts, or at least 100 or so concerts there. I say that constitutes many things that you can do in Lucerne during the summer. Anyways, before we move on, we've got 3 vocabulary words to cover. First of all, we have the verb feature to talk about. Like I said, we're using it as a verb in this case. Now, if something features something, it has that thing, and that thing is kind of important. Yes, to feature here is to play an important or prominent role in something. You're part of something in a big way, in a way that you can't fail to notice. Further, we also have the verb perform to talk about. Here, if you perform, you present a form of entertainment, okay? You put on a performance. Yes, the verb is perform. The noun is performance, but very simply, if you perform, you might sing for people, act for people, dance for people, so on, so forth. Further, we also have the word concert. Usually when I think of concerts, I think of public performances of music. Okay, that's what comes to mind for me. For instance, you could say, I'll go to the concert if my favorite band is playing.
I will too, especially if it's The Who or Led Zeppelin or somebody like that. But in any case here, this place features world-class musicians. As an example for feature here, I could say this new car features a sunroof and cruise control. And perhaps maybe another example would be Ame is going to be performing at the Taipei Arena this weekend. Have you got your tickets yet? She's going to give a concert. But in any case, we're talking about the Lucerne Summer Festival. If you go to the summer festival in Lucerne, this is certainly a treat for music lovers. If you like music, this will be a special treat for you. If you don't like music, then it's probably going to be a pain in the butt because it will be difficult to get reservations and stuff like that, and it will be really crowded, and you won't be able to get a reservation at a restaurant. So yeah, if you don't like music, stay away from Lucerne at this time. Okay, that brings us to the end of the second paragraph. Let's move on now to the final paragraph for today.
With such sights and sounds, Lucerne is a wonderful summer vacation destination. What more could a tourist ask for?
最后第3部分，我们看到名词 destination 用来指目的地或终点。例如 The captain of the plane said we'll reach our destination in about 45 minutes. 飞机驾驶说我们将在45分钟后抵达目的地。
Everyone, we're back, and we're going to wrap up our article on Lucerne right now. I don't know about you, Roger, but I'll be sad to see this place go. I've got a strong image of it in my mind right now, and I'm really enjoying exploring that image and reading all about Lucerne. Lucerne sounds awesome to me. Yes, with such sights and sounds, Lucerne is a wonderful summer vacation destination.
Destination, That's where you're going, of course, your destination. You might, of course, need to tell that to somebody at the airport. What's your final destination for today? Well, I'm flying to Calgary, Alberta. That's my final destination for today after changing planes in Tokyo and Vancouver, etc., etc. So we're going to ask this question. What more could a tourist ask for? Yes, how could you ask for anything else? This is already really, really great. You'd have to be one picky person to complain about Lucerne, Switzerland. It's got mountains there. It's got a cogwheel train. It's got this music festival. It's got great Swiss chocolate and the opportunity to buy a Rolex watch. My goodness, that is heaven on earth. But if you don't live there, of course, you're a tourist. But that's great too because you can always leave if you get sick of the place.
Anyways, yes, what more could you ask for if you happen to be a tourist? By the way, a tourist is a person who travels for pleasure. Yes, tourists visit places that are far away from their homes for fun or for enjoyment. Yes, I am not Swiss, so if I went to Lucerne there in Switzerland and took a look around and saw the sights, I would be a visitor. I would be a tourist while I was traveling there. Okay, folks, with that does it for our lesson on Lucerne. But don't worry, don't fret, the Chinese teacher is on her way.
Hello, 各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第一部分提到说 The mountain can be reached by either cable car or cogwheel train, the latter of which happens to be one of the steepest in the world. 你可以搭缆车或是齿轨列车上山，后者碰巧是全世界最陡峭的列车之一。好，那句子里面的either 什么什么 or 什么什么，这是配对连接词，用来连接对等的字词或是句子。Either A or B 就表达不是 A 就是 B， 也可以表达说 A 或 B 的其中一个。好像课文呢，它就是用 either or 来连接 cable car 缆车，还有连接 cogwheel train 齿轨列车，来表达说可以搭乘这两种交通工具的其中一种。那这边要补充一下，如果是用 either A or B 去连接主词，那么动词我们是要配合 be， 也就是配合动词最靠近的那个主词跟它一致，像是 either you or Jamie has to take out the trash， 你或是 Jamie 其中一个人必须去倒垃圾。好，例句里面的动词我们说就是要配合最靠近的主词 either you or Jamie， 所以要配合 Jamie， 我们是用第三人称单数动词 has。好，另外要介绍的文法重点是带有修饰语的关系代名词补述用法。好，关系代名词 which 它可以引导子句去修饰它前面的事物，也就是先行词。那我们可以在 which 的前面加上量词，像是 some、many、most、all 等等，或者是在 which 的前面加上数字、百分比、最高级等等的修饰词。好，那它的用法就是量词或是数字或是百分比或是最高级或者是叙述加上 of which 再去引导子句。那这是用来表达先行词当中的什么什么，像文中的 the latter of which 表示先行词当中的后者， some of which 表示先行词当中的一些， the best of which表示先行词当中最好的， the first of which 是指先行词当中的第一个，还有我们也可以用 1/3 of which 表示先行词其中的1/3等等。好，那要特别注意，这个用法呢是在补充说明前方的先行词，是非限定用法，所以关系子句的前面要加上逗号。那我们来看两个例句。 Mom bought 10 eggs, one of which was rotten. 妈妈买了10颗鸡蛋，其中一颗烂掉了。好，那这个例句里面的 which 就是用来指前方的先行词 10 eggs。好，那么 one of which 就表示10颗鸡蛋里面的其中一颗。好，另外呢，关系代名词 which 也可以换成像是 whom 或者是 whose 等等。举例来说 ，They have 3 daughters, the youngest of whom is Sarah。他们有3个女儿，其中年纪最小的是 Sarah。那么句子里面的 the youngest of whom 指的就是3个女儿当中年纪最小的。好，以上是今天的重点整理，我们来回顾今天的单字吧。
Impressive. The Burj Khalifa, which is the tallest building in the world, is truly an impressive sight. Landscape. As the train passed through the countryside, Monica stared out at the beautiful landscape. Feature. The 2017 romantic comedy The Dreaming Man featured Chen Bo-lin as the male lead. Perform. Our school's drama club performs 3 plays each year, and I always try out for at least one of them. Concert. Carol loves going to concerts, so I got her tickets to see her favorite band for her birthday. Destination. Thailand is one of the most popular travel destinations in Asia, especially for people who like the beach. Tourist. In the spring, tourists travel to Japan in great numbers to see the cherry blossoms.
Discussion starter starts now.
Roger, are you ready for our discussion starter?
I sure am.
Well, here's the question. Would you dare to ride the world's steepest cogwheel train?
Well, even though I might feel a little scared because I'm kind of scared of heights, I still want to try it because it's always a great experience. Of course, I've ridden on the Maokong gondola here in Taiwan, and even though I was kind of scared at first, it was still worth the trip, so I would certainly love to try this cogwheel train. How about you?
Oh, I would definitely ride the world's steepest cogwheel train. Why? Because the Swiss know all about gears and cogs and stuff like that. They build the world's best watches, everyone, so they know their gears and stuff like that. So I'm going to trust their cogwheel train as well, because engineering-wise, no one can do gears and cogs better than the Swiss. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.